Fight fans, fight fans, fight fans. Good morning, good night, good evening to whoever is up. This is Kurt DeVille with Counterpunch Boxing News, and I have some more news concerning Anthony Joshua. You know, I didn't really get a chance to counterpunch the Scott Jeffrey. Is it Jeffrey? Jimmy Ola. Scott and Jimmy, what's cracking? 22 on the chat. Let's get 28 likes. Why not? Afro Soul. Yes, it is late. Good late night. Mr. Cheesehead B. Scott. Yep, you said it right. Okay. Eclectic name. Yes, it is late. I'm a night owl. I'm a lichen, and I like it. Good morning to whoever it is. Lade Afolabi. Counterpunch to you. What's good? What's good? Zaro Zero. Richard Pollard. Alton Azdermir. Fabian Cameron, a.k.a. Camel Boy from the UK. Counterpunch to you. What's happening, guys? What's happening? Shook Singh. A Singy. Absolutely, I will. I definitely will. Sook. Let's talk AJ, man. AJ is letting everyone know how he feels about them lately. Okay? Now, this is targeted and focused really on the interview that he had with Sky Sports. You know, AC, morning to you, fella. Aaron Clark, morning to you. Elvis, Counterpunch Boxing, Counterpunch to you back. Fabian Cameron. I think Ruiz should be worried about getting AJ angry. You know, I think he tricked AJ. He stayed silent. He stayed humble. He remained dormant, so to speak. You know, Darren Jones, morning from Wales. Good morning to you. It's still morning technically. It's just 2 in the morning. So it's kind of like late night, but still in the morning. It's earlier in the morning. AJ woke up now. No more Mr. Nice Guy. There you go. Jimmy Ola, Counterpunch. Anthony Joshua. I did a video, and I'm actually going to ping the link after this podcast to this video, and it was explaining how you could piss off someone that's like happy-go-lucky, like AJ, and what it would mean to boxing if he just said, you know what, fuck him, fuck you too, fuck you over there, I'm coming for everybody. That's exactly what's going on right now. That's it. That's what's definitely happening right now. We got 66 on the chat. Let's get 66 likes. Why not? And I'm actually going to look for that now for you guys, because I know this was back in December, I think. No. It was later than that. It might have been February or March. And let's see. David Moran, Danielle Carr, Zaro Zero, Counterpunch to everybody. Zaro Zero, honestly, I feel like it's going to be a bad for Ruiz. AJ is starting to sound like he on a warpath and he wants to hurt people. Not good for whoever is in the ring with him. You know what, Zaros? It's one of those situations where, damn, somebody has followed that. Well, actually, there we go. All right, cool. I have found the video. I had to actually Google the shit. because it was that long ago. This was 7 months ago. So this was what, January, okay? So I will actually pin it to this video to it because it explains what can happen, exactly what's happening now. And I projected this shit 7 months ago, okay? So, you know, Zaros, that could backfire though. You know, if your only intention is to hurt someone, your focus, you know, you could be countered, okay? So he has to be careful. But then, you know, so did Jarrell Miller. Jarrell Miller had every intention on beating AJ the wrong fucking way. So, you know, AJ now has his sights, has his focus, has his energy, okay, right towards Andrew Ruiz. And I don't know if Andrew Ruiz did this to like play mind games or whatever, but he did. So it is what it is. You know, Daniel Carr, Ruiz is in for a hell of a fight this time around. Big up from the UK, Counterpunch to you. I think it's going to be a totally different fight. I agree with Lennox Lewis. I think the shit will go a lot different, you know. And really that assessment, you know, except the, you know, it should be in Mexico thing. Like, what the hell? You know what I mean? You know, but it's funny. Speaking of Mexico, you won't really hear the risks, you know, or the warnings of being safe or not. Safety issues won't come up when you're talking about Mexico, but Julio Cesar Chavez can get fucking robbed. You know what I mean? You know, so it's the same number. It would be different if Saudi Arabia was like a different number, so it signifies more danger than Mexico, but they're both the same fucking number. So, you know, but besides that, Lennox Lewis did say, you know, back to his comment, like, hey, if he improves and he fixes the things he needs to fix, it'll be a different fight. Because again, people forget Ruiz was on his fucking back first, okay? So let's stop pretending like Ruiz can't be hurt. Ruiz knows that. That's why Ruiz was on Deportes today, or should I say yesterday now, saying he has to do more. He has to prove that it's not a fluke. He's heard the rumors. He knows that he has to beat this guy convincingly. So he's look, this is going to be one hell of a fight. And so he's going to go in as this newfound champ with a statement to be made. Okay? But he's made a hell of a fire, should I say, with gasoline and oil coming right at him. And that's Anthony Joshua. David Moran, morning bro from Scotland. Will Ruiz get stripped if he refuses? I doubt that. He won't get stripped. He'll just get sued. You know? And one thing you can do to anybody. Why do you think boycott is so important? It's so effective. It's so powerful. Because when a person stops making money, or you can take money away from him, that can change the dynamics of everything. Okay? He can say what he wants. Yeah, he'll still be the champ. He'll still have his 3 belts, right? The IBF might strip him, because if he keeps fucking around playing games with Joshua and Eddie Hearn, the IBF is going to ask, what the fuck is taking you so long? Why hasn't this fight been confirmed, established, agreed upon? What's up? Okay, if you guys can't get it together, I'm going to strip you of that IBF. Boom. Then the IBF goes away. Now what's left? The WBO and the WBA, right? And the IBO. Okay, fair enough. But the major 2 belts, the WBO and the WBA. Okay, well, what happens at this point where you got somebody else fighting for that IBF? Now, Joshua and Ruiz, I don't even know if they'll come to an agreement, right? He'll get sued more than likely if Eddie Hearn wins. Okay, they're going to take the fucking money back that they blessed him with, which he won't have. Look how much money he spent. How much money you think his house costs? How much money you think his mom's house costs? How much money you think he spent on jewelry and shit? You know, all those fucking entourages are around him, cousins that weren't there to begin with. What do you think? Do you think people are around him just for the fuck of it? No. He's probably passing out cash like Manny Pacquiao in the Philippines. We don't know that. We don't know that, people. So, you know, he might not have none of that money left. Or I can't say none of it. But a nice chunk of that money's gone. We know that. And if Eddie Hearn wins, they're going to take the money from this guy that he's been blessed with. And then guess what? He's going to be fighting to what? Pay fucking Eddie Hearn back? Over a venue? So, no, they won't strip him, but, you know, they won't strip him, but yeah, they can give him problems. Now, if he wins, it's fucked anyway. Then what? You know, then AJ will go back to the UK, won't be able to fight for the belts. Everything will be on a standstill. They're going to fucking, Al Heyman is going to feed Ruiz to Deontay Wilder like a big fucking fat minnow in the water, right? And he will get those two belts, but the IBF belt will still be out there, right? Maybe Joshua can fight for that IBF belt, you know. So, who's that? Kupret Pulev? Somebody like that? Early AJ was explosive, fit and fiery. Yeah, we need that AJ back. I think AJ's doing too much. I know he has endorsements. I know he's a brand, but I feel that he should be like he was in the Povetkin fight. You know, less talking, more training, more focus. Mr. Yeti Goose Creature, AJ got hungry again. Hey, let's hope so. He sounds like it. He sounds pissed off. He sounds really pissed off. Lee Perkins, let's go AJ. Tony Corbett, hello back to you. Counterpunch to you. Mike D, AJ is still giving Ruiz the advantage by his tantrums and will get beaten again and will lose the next fight if he does not go back to his humble ways, wear earplugs, and get back to work. It's funny, I kind of said that in my own way. Think AJ should do less of these interviews, should be more focused again, you know? Counterpunch to you, Mike D. He could lose if he's worried about, he's worried about, now you're worried about Lennox Lewis? I know that was the talk of the town the last couple of days, sure. You know, you got the ex-unified, active heavyweight champion Anthony Joshua talking shit, beefing with the ex or former undisputed heavyweight champion of the world. But who has time for that shit? You know what I mean? Nicholas Azu, Counterpunch from DC, Counterpunch to you. Elvis Ahedu, AJ is the face of the heavyweight boxing. Yeah, he still is. Because if you notice, every time he does an interview, every fucking boxing channel, anything sports is going to mention Anthony Joshua. You know what I'm saying? That's how you know. Thomas C., man, you must go and watch the video where Eddie Hearn said that the bout agreement hasn't been signed yet. Man, you know something? It's looking fucked up. You know, and if that's the case, Eddie Hearn shouldn't have prematurely put out videos saying that, hey, he already signed the contract from the first one. Obviously, there's something he has to do, you know, to certify that he agrees to that. Thomas C., send me a link. Inbox me at Counterpunch Boxing News Facebook if you have one. Or Instagram, Kurt DeVille, or DeVille Kurt. My car from 87. I like this version of AJ. He needs to stop the humanity bullshit and become a killer. My car from 87. Here's the question though. Which one is who? Which one is who? Yeah, we like to see somebody pissed off. We like to see him mad, but then shit, Felix Trinidad got mad at Bernard Hopkins for throwing down the Puerto Rico flag. It didn't fucking help him. You know, there's a lot of fighters that get mad and they don't fight as well. Look at Mike Tyson. Look at the Evander Holyfield fight. What did he do? He bit this motherfucker's ear off. He bit a chunk of his fucking ear off. Why? Because he was pissed off. He felt the referee was giving favoritism. He was headbutted a couple times. In that fight, and the first fight, Now, it wasn't the later on and people were convinced when he made fucking Hassan Rahman's forehead look like an anvil, right? That this motherfucker's a dirty headbutting ass fighter. He headbutts you and give you a 4-piece. Evander, the real deal. He gave you the real deal fucking files too. So, you know, doesn't mean anger will help you, right? Now I'm just interested to know how that Jarrell Miller fight would have happened, because he was pissed off about that, you know? So we don't really know how much that is, you know? I think AJ does have passion for people though. Is it right? Is it really a good thing for him to be pissed off and lashing out on people, especially if this is really not what we've seen of him? We've seen little traces of that, you know what I mean? Little smidgens of that shit, but we really haven't seen that. El Kazi, 1971, morning, top of the morning from Denmark, top of the morning from you. Thank you, Calfan. I try to be the best, or I try to be good at what I do. Elvis, AJ is leading the pack. AJ should start radio, social media silence. Yep. El Gore Begovic. Yep, he should. He should just, you know, focus. Maybe that might be. Maybe he's doing this now, so when he goes in, he's already stated, like, made certain things known about Lennox Lewis. Fuck you, Ruiz, I'm coming for you. You know, fuck what anyone else says. It's about me. Now I'm gonna go into hiding. Now I'm gonna get to work. Now it's straight focus on me. Okay. Lee Van Dyke, sounds like Ruiz is inside AJ's head. Ooh, AJ needs to focus on boxing, not all this media stuff. Lee Van Dyke, counterpunch to you. You're absolutely right. I think this is a distraction. Now, one thing I will agree with Lennox Lewis on, Lennox Lewis said something really, and I'm gonna read it to you guys, actually. Because this is something that made a lot of sense. And a lot of people just thought, well, Lennox Lewis, or you could think like, oh, Lennox Lewis is scared now he got Anthony Joshua pissed off, but not really. You know, not really, because I don't think that he's afraid. Now, he said he has a watershed moment in his career coming up, and all this only serves as a distraction by the media. Look, this is all media, people, but it could be the best thing for you or the worst thing for you. This could not be a shittier time for him to go head up with Lennox Lewis. You know what I'm saying? You know, so it's like this. Lennox Lewis is right about that. This shit only serves a distraction. So he might be onto something, you know? Like, this doesn't help him, you know what I mean? If you're worried about people that hate on you or talking shit or criticize you or critique you or whatever, why are you worried about that now? You should be worried about AR, not LL. You know what I'm saying? Spoke to a very close friend connected to Ruiz camp. They are concerned with him slipping back into old habits, poor diet, and hasn't trained once since fight. Well, look, I've seen him work the body pads, but Sultan Mur, listen, that could happen. Andy Ruiz, again, never been in this situation before, so there is always a temptation to say, fuck it. I've made it, I'm gone. Because he might say, you know what, I'm getting 9 million regardless. So I'm not worried about it. The pressure really ain't on me. The only pressure is for what he creates for himself. You know what I mean? He's getting that $9 million. He knows this is more. You know, he can bank out on that. If he loses, fuck it. If he loses, why not? Who cares? You know, he might decide, hey, you know what? Let's eat out every fucking night for the next 6 months. You know? But I did see him on the pads and he looked good. You know, he has beautiful crisp combinations. So then again, I don't know when that was. I don't know if that was lately or whatnot, because he looked kind of big, but I mean, shit, he is a big guy. So what do you do? Sounds like Ruiz is inside. Yeah, and it might be he's inside Joshua's head, but if that's the case, Lennox Lewis is also in his head too, right? What are you talking about? Going to talk about Rude Boy when come December, when iRobot gets sparked out, the big stiff, Beckton Chambers. He says the big stiff, he's a robot. Well, we will see. Jimmy Ola, AJ was prepping for Miller and he didn't see Ruiz coming. Now he's prepping strictly for the man who took everything from him under the cover of niceness. Yeah, you let the motherfucker hold his belts. He let, you know, can I hold your belts? They look beautiful. They're nice and shiny. Hey, AJ, can I hold your belts? I want to be built like you one day. Yeah, you could hold the belts. Yeah, check. Right? They say it's bad fucking luck. You know? Because that AJ risked and lost the match in 3 rounds when he was fighting a 260-pound fighter. Yeah, and people don't understand and realize what AJ did. They purposely had weight on him. You know? A fighter that's that heavy that can turn and deliver punches like Andy Ruiz does, heavier is worse. You know, and I think it was Lennox Lewis saying, hey, these punches were landing fucking hard to AJ. Okay? You know, but he purposely came in at 267 pounds. But he did that shit because he knew he was fighting a bigger guy. He wasn't fighting his previous opponent. So that was their strategy. Okay? So, you know, Igor Begovic, that's a very good point. He was a lot bigger. AJ will get knocked out again. He has no fundamental boxing ability. Patrick Scantlebury. I don't know about that. You don't fucking go through the Golden Olympics without having that now. You know what I mean? People are, oh, he's got exposed. Well, fuck, why didn't Klitschko expose him? Why didn't Povetkin expose him? You know, why didn't he get knocked out by these guys? Come on now. Chris Jupe, will he get stripped? No, he won't get stripped. Hasim Ishmael, 100% sure AJ is wanna beat Andy Ruiz. Is gonna beat Andy Ruiz. Okay. Trev Morehouse, it will be in Saudi Arabia. Oh, it will be Saudi Al Heyman will get some under the table money, 30 million from Saudi government. Damn. That would be crazy. That would be shitty if he did that, because what the fuck is Ruiz getting? 9? That would be really shitty. Jerry, Ruiz took the best of AJ shots and can handle the power of Joshua. Well, yeah, he handled all those other punches that Anthony Joshua hit him with. However, he didn't take the one so well that put him on his back. Now, I will say this, right? Jerry, truth be told, Anthony Joshua did not land that left hook like he landed it before. Okay, it ain't like Andy Ruiz's jaw got fucking stronger, you know? Pound of flesh, sure, but he didn't get hit like that again. So if he was like, you know, you're making it seem like Andy Ruiz walked through Joshua's shots to fucking get to Joshua and knock him out and took the punches and all that shit. That didn't happen. He just didn't land because AJ was looking for a certain combination that didn't land and he got countered before he could get that combination that he projected in his head off. That's what happened. Fighting mid-range. That's what happened. He got countered. That's what happened. He got hurt. And we know what happened. Thomas C. No, it's not going to look at the IBF bout agreement. No, it's not. No, it's not. Go look at the IBF. Yeah. Man, stop your rash noise. Okay. Mr. Cheesehead, after the fight, the excuses will be entertaining. AJ will take back his position. He has more fans in the States than Wilder. Damn. I'm going to say this. Anthony Joshua has a lot of haters here, too. Kiliana Hawkwinda. Look, that's what Anthony Joshua said. I'm glad you brought that up. Lucky punch from the gods. That's what Anthony Joshua said that punch was. He said it was a lucky punch from the gods. So I'm assuming he's talking about the left hook that caught him in the temple area, right? The right side of the temple area with the left hook that changed the whole fucking fight, right? That's what we're talking about. Now he said it's a lucky punch from the god. Hell no, it wasn't a lucky punch. Okay? We knew it wasn't a lucky punch when Anthony Joshua, okay, when Andy Ruiz got up from that knockdown. This is what happened. He threw a straight right and bow, caught Andy Ruiz, right? But missed the left. So, as explained to AJ, he explained it. I went for the same combination again. He rolled, meaning he dipped. He went with that right. He rolled with that punch to get himself out of position. AJ then was in mid-range. As he leans back, misses the right hand, he comes forward. AJ starts throwing uppercuts. Okay? He throws a right uppercut. He throws a left uppercut. He gets caught with a left hook. That's what happened. So that was not a fucking lucky punch from the gods. Now, if he was referring to lucky punch, meaning that was the punch that changed everything, like that punch was meant to happen, you know what I mean? Because, you got to read between certain things that people say, Someone should sue you for talking bollock. Beckton Chambers. Okay. John Bren. Beckton Chambers, are you still here? I don't know what that means. Big up from the UK, G. Dorman, Andre Van Ruyen. Punch quote formerly Triple H 1200. He only took home about 3.5 of the 7 million at best. Damn. And if that's the fucking truth, he might be broke. If that's what you're saying, I don't know what source you have, but if you're saying that, that's, dude, that's fucked up. That's half, but I knew everyone has to get their cut, from the trainers, the managers, promoters, shit. Kurt, in your honest opinion, do you think Ruiz punches were harder than the ones Joshua took from Vlad, White, or Perfect? No, I do think it was preparation. This motherfucker wasn't caring about Ruiz. Ruiz was a replacement. A replacement is automatically disarming. But what people don't understand is automatically dangerous as fuck. Because see, Anthony Joshua didn't know much about Andrew Ruiz. He just knew he wasn't a bullshit fighter. So he didn't want to fight no one like Otto Weiland, like Tom Schwartz. Okay? He didn't want to fight anyone like that. He wanted to fight somebody that was a formidable opponent. And yeah, he picked one. Thomas C. No, I'm not admitting it. I agree. Eddie Hearn shouldn't have fucking came out and said, no, that's fake news. He's already signed. He signed when he signed it the first time. The fight's been sealed. Now it's up to him with other things that he wants to get done and all that shit. No, I'm not eluding anything. I said that earlier. I said that shit earlier. I don't know how long you've been here, but Roy Duffy, Counterpunch to you. On board with Counterpunch from the UK, Oliver Parkin, Mickey Pierce, beat. Give credit to Ruiz. It doesn't matter if he was lucky or not. Fact is, he he beat him. Okay, there you go. Yeah, that's your. Yeah, he did. You can't say anything about it. Ruiz, this is what I'm hearing. Since Andy Ruiz talked so much shit, Joshua now is not trying to give him the respect he once gave him. You know? Yeah, he stepped up. Ruiz stepped the fuck up. You know? And Joshua didn't dog him. He was just like, hey, but he did say, hey, he's digging a hole for himself. He's digging a grave for himself. You know? But hey, you talk that shit, you got to back it up on both ends. This is not a one-way street. You got two guys talking shit. I heard that. Now we got to back it up. Now we got to see. You know? Fury is a better fighter than all of them. Fury needs to start fighting like he fucking knows it. Ronnie Fraud 401. He needs to fucking start fighting someone worth a shit so we can see how good he is. Do you think AJ will KO him in the rematch? Alex, 123. It's possible. I want to see how Andy Ruiz reacts lighter. I think the weight helped him. I agree with Joe Rogan. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Why the fuck are you trying to lose weight now when it worked for you the first time? See, when something worked, why are you trying to make adjustments to it? They pretend like Andy Ruiz was ever out of breath. He was tired. He was this. He was that. He wasn't any of that shit. He just got out. He just came from a fight. The motherfucker was in training camp, fight, won the fight. Okay. Took a week and a half off, training camp again. He was not out of shape. This was not like 6-7 weeks later, then they offer him a fight. No. The dude ain't been out of the fucking ring but a week. He said a week and a half. So, that's not an excuse. But for them thinking they need to fix something that's nothing wrong with it, it's just stupid. That could be their downfall. You know? And Clark, losing my respect I had for Ruiz. Mickey Pierce, we ain't hating on Ruiz for winning. We talking about the diva moves he's done currently. He's just trying to smell himself. He's trying to smell himself as a young champion. He's never been that. So he doesn't really know how to be one. I think his trainer, Robles, Manny, should tell him, hey, take the fucking fight and let's get to work. Let's stop all this bullshit, diva, ego bullshit. Let's stop all that. Let's stop all that and let's get to work. Let's start the true focus and remember what got us here. That's what Manny should inform him, because I'm not going to Saudi. I want more money. It should be in Mexico. All that shit. Let's stop. Eddie Hearn has announced that fight in Saudi because now if Andy doesn't fight, there now $100 million needs to pay. Man, it's shitty. It's shitty. I don't know. I don't know how that goes. Truth be told, I don't know how that will go. Ruiz doing anything to keep hold of them belts. Now he knows the landlord will be collecting them back. That's if he has a fucking opportunity. And I heard something very, very smart from Al Heyman. You think Al Heyman purposely wants this shit to go to court? He might want it to go to court. Right? He might want this shit to go to court. Why? Because he knows that if he goes to court, there's a good chance he might win. Because if he says, well, fuck it, if I can keep the belts without fighting a rematch, why would I ever want to fight a rematch? I don't want to risk this guy that I didn't give a fuck about, but he has the belts, to go back in there and could possibly lose. I seen him get dropped on his ass. That shit could happen. And fucking Ruiz could stay there. That could just be a perfect punch from the gods. Right? Fury fought Wilder, AJ didn't. Yeah, Fury fought Wilder, AJ didn't. Wilder didn't fight AJ for fucking $100 million. Fury didn't want none of fucking AJ either. Both of those guys co-conspired against Anthony Joshua like this motherfucker didn't want to fight him when they were offered contracts to fight him. They just didn't want to. Then Tyson Fury seen that he can make more money by fighting fucking bums and joining ESPN than fighting a rematch with Wilder. He should have already fought Wilder, people. You see what I'm saying? Ronnie Fraud X401. Anthony Joshua may lose again. Then Kurt is going to make another excuse. AJ should have gave Wilder the A side. Fuck Wilder and his A side. Nobody knew who Wilder was up until last year. He fought bums, okay? Now Tyson Fury is acting like a new Deontay Wilder. So let's stop that shit. Like what part of that you don't understand, that if Joshua loses, okay, he was not, it ain't because he was the fucking B-side to fucking Wilder. Why would he give Wilder the B-side? For what reason? He don't carry no money. He ain't made no money. He ain't done shit but beat Ortiz. What the fuck has he done? Like, what has he done, Ronnie? You tell me, what has this guy done to like deserve an A side? What money does he have? The $50 million, where was it coming from? It wasn't coming from Frank Warren? Is that what you're saying? After Frank Warren already said, yeah, it was coming from me. We're going to put up the money with BT, right? No, but never mind. Wilder should just be the A side because, I guess, for the simple fact that if AJ beats him, then what? He'll get all the belts. Then they got to fight again anyway. Fighting a guy that doesn't even have any value and don't know his own value, right? I wouldn't have offered him $100 million. I would have offered his ass 15. He got a guarantee of $4 million from Tyson Fury. Come on now, that's a fact. You can't compare that to 20 million pounds. You know what I'm saying? A fight? Come on now. Let's talk about this shit like for real. They should have, AJ should have gave Wilder the A side. Fuck, how are you going to give somebody an A side knowing what side you're already on, knowing who you are as a person? AJ didn't want to lose. Like, why would he do that? That's what I want to know. Like, why would Anthony Joshua pretend to be something he ain't? That's just dumb. You know what I mean? He knew what his value was. Like, this motherfucker don't make no money. People don't even know him. No, Deontay Wilder should have took the $100 million and he could have been where Ruiz is at if he would have knocked out Anthony Joshua, Ronnie Fraud. X401. BA 13100. Joshua was under a lot of pressure. That what I can see from the interview. You know what? Yeah, he's pissed off. I think, hey, pressure bust pipes. Pressure bust pipes. Bottom line. Absolutely. I agree. BA 13100. And that's one thing when he got his ass beat by Ruiz and he was in that press conference, everything was good. No, everything was good. Everything was perfect. Right? When they asked him about pressure, he was like, yeah. It was pressure. I think pressure that done that. Valentino Naduka, love your channel. Ruiz will lose, no doubt. He's too cocky. Hey, we will see. I feel like you ignore my comments. Why? Did I do something? No, Britney Spears, Protomon 1234. No, absolutely not. This is the first one I actually saw. Keeping it 100. What's good, bro? From the UK. Here's daily quick session. Who do you think this will go to court before it goes? I hope not. Let's keep it 100. I hope it doesn't. KK Faye 83. Good morning from Ireland. Good morning to you. Adam Cram. What I like to say is Ruiz is drinking his own Kool-Aid. I think he's drinking somebody else's fucking Kool-Aid, and that's Al Heyman. He's drinking the Al-Aid. That's what he's drinking, that fucking Al-Aid. Ruiz is a good boxer, no two ways about it. I like Joshua, but I always thought he was going was a bit Frank Bruno-ish. He freezes when he gets caught. I've seen that, Mark Reddy. That's exactly what happened when he got caught. He didn't fucking sidestep. He didn't move around. He didn't create distance between him and Ruiz. He got fucking hit and his guard went up and he really did not know what to fucking do. So no, I mean, we can't argue that. So they're gonna have to work on that. See, those type of things they should prepare for, not bringing a fucking specialist on, make you feel good about losing. No, what to do when you get caught, how to react, how to hold, right? The next thing, the best possible scenario in that situation. Because Ruiz has the faster hands, he's shorter, but he's the better boxer and has the faster hands. You know what I mean? And he's better at the range that he was at. AJ should fight that motherfucker from the outside. You know? Mark Reddy, Ruiz is a good boxer. Okay, I already read that. Andy blowing that money, enjoying the fame he never had, getting women who never looked twice at him. He probably, I don't know. He might be doing a little slamming. We don't know now, you know. I don't know what he's doing on his personal time like that, because I know he has 5 kids and all, you know, but he's blowing money. I agree with you on that. Heyman wants this to fold. Why do you think Wilder and Ortiz is on pause? Ooh, they waiting to make that Wilder versus Ruiz. Zaros, if they did that shit to Luis Ortiz, if I was Luis Ortiz, I would sue them motherfuckers. I would try to bring them to court like, no, you backed out on what you probably couldn't do, you know? Because he should be pissed. He should be pissed at this point. Ain't no way Ruiz can keep them belts while in court. I don't know. They might have it like in court, like he might be a champion in recess or some shit while it gets figured out. But IBF don't play that shit. They don't play. He's either fight as mandatory, but that's not until, I think, May, until he has to fight Pulev. So, Anthony Gavin, you keep trying to put Fury down, but he got in the ring with Wilder. AJ didn't. Okay. Wilder didn't get in the ring with AJ. It wasn't the other way around. Okay. So I'm putting Tyson Fury down because of his choice of fighters. He comes to America and he comes here, he signs an American contract. People want to know who he is here. So the best way to Tom Schwartz, I wasn't too pissed about that because I know how these broadcasting companies are. They don't want to put you in there with someone too damn strong because they might fuck up the money. Because they are promoting a fight, okay, behind the scenes. That's yet to come, which is Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder. I understand that. But he could have at least stepped up in competition. Got someone that we know, someone with a name. We don't know who this guy is. Fuck, we don't know anything about him. So why would you let the same thing that people criticize you for the first time, you do the shit again? Why would you do that? You know, that's my thing about Tyson Fury. I think Tyson Fury is a very good boxer. I think he can move, he's fast, he's awkward, he's gifted, and he can sell himself. But at the same token, he's got all those attributes and he's fighting a motherfucker like Otto Wilder. That's the same thing he's doing. That's what I didn't like about Floyd in his later years. And I've been through that, you know? Yes, one thing of saying you're the best, but fight the best to know. Let us know that you're the best. You don't even have to tell us. Fuck telling us. You know, show us. That's all I'm saying. DJ Dynamite, Ruiz is believing in his own hype. Ruiz needs to hurry up and lose. He's holding up progress. Damn. Not hurry up and lose. You know, he might win again. Al Heyman is not going to win in court. That's fucked up. Look, dog, I'm trying to tell him. I'm trying to tell everyone. I'm trying to counterpunch everyone. Even Lennox Lewis was knocked out clean by Rockmine and ran it back. AJ is in the process of running it back. Lennox needs to shut the fuck up. You know, I think they both need to shut the fuck up. I think that Anthony Joshua picked a fucking swell time to unload on Lennox Lewis. Why didn't he do that after the Ruiz fight? You know what I mean? Like, yeah, everybody, I thank you for, you know, coming out I got my belts back. And Lennox Lewis, you're a fucking clown. He's a clown, right? He could have done that then, not now, right? So it is what it is. Fury and AJ will never happen. I don't know. You know? Perfect punch. Yeah, I know, right? From the gods. That's some crazy stuff. Stop cussing, bro. Omar, oh no, free. Oh, I'm sorry. Shit. Ronnie Fraud. People blame Fury, but this sport is corrupt anyway. Yeah? The Tyson Fury doesn't make it any easier, but then Tyson Fury, maybe he can't even pick his own fights. You know what I'm saying? I mean, who knows? Damn, Omar, what's up with you, man? You're getting pissed off. Zorro Zero, preach. Any good movies in the cinema now? I want to see that Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. And I wasn't in the shit or nothing like that. Black and Blue's gonna be hot though. You gotta check that out. Worked a long time on that in New Orleans, so it should be good. Yes, he is love, sir. He is. Jesus is love. Absolutely. You know? Johnny M. Wilder was still fighting 10-round fights at malls in 20 fights. The brawl at the mall fighting tomato cans. Damn. Look, but you know, Wilder they weren't sure about Wilder. So they didn't really know how to, you know, they didn't really know how to really promote him. They just knew they wouldn't trying to put him in there with those big guys. I think that really fucked Wilder. Because we never know what Wilder was gonna do, but they didn't want to invest in him, right? Fury should fight me. At least I would make some money and he would continue winning. Real talk. Hey, Michael Duffy, AJ never gave Ruiz a second thought till he took his belts. Absolutely, and nobody else did either, Michael Duffy. Nobody did. Fury, Wilder, none of those guys. Ortiz, none of those guys wanted to fight Ruiz. Ruiz wouldn't even get in fights, you know? Doyled 132, he has created Sophia. Adam Cram, have you ever seen Wilder's punch, Kurt? You don't want to get hit by that back-to-back fights. Fury already won that fight. Won 10 out of 12 rounds. I agree with that, Adam. But I mean, if he had some type of concussion, he should have just said he gave him a concussion. Darn, big boy, you hate Wilder, huh? He's undefeated. I'll give him that. Yeah, he is undefeated. He's very undefeated. You know, very undefeated. He's undefeated. You know, I just want to see him fight the best fights, not do the same thing year after year. Okay, I've made it to this level. I'm ready to fight Ortiz. I waited 3 years to fight Ortiz. After saying I'll never fight Ortiz, he said that. He said he'll never fight Ortiz because he was a drug cheat. Now he's fighting Ortiz. He fought him last year. Okay, now he's fighting him again. You know what I mean? I don't know. It just sounds weird to me. Happening, Kurt, bro, amazing man. I'm from Edinburgh, Scotland. AJ hopefully will get this chance from the Tex-Mex, Andy Tex-Mex, the fraud. Wow, AJ fan, Kurt, thanks for a great video. Thank you. Counterpunch to you. PEDs are the big problem for this fight. I hope not. Jeez. Oh. Joshua should train. How is he training camp so open? He is doing the same thing. Media not really training. Hey, I agree. Solner, I agree. Counterpunch to you. Stop all this blatant, you know, exposure of what's going on in camp and I'm working on this. You don't have to say that shit. You don't have to do that. You know, look, stop trying to convince people that you're doing something and just fucking do it. You know? Okay, Kurt, give Wilder the A side just to get your belts. Joshua's money isn't affected anyway. You make no sense. It's the road to undisputed. Here's the thing. Okay, look at it like this, Ronnie. You are making $20 million a fight. Put yourself in AJ's shoes, right? You've been fighting for 5 years. Well, 6 years. Well, at the time it was 5. You've been fighting for 5 years, and you've made a lot of money. You've done a lot of things that no one else has done. You've unified the belts that no one else wanted to do for some reason. Tyson Fury wasn't even heard of, okay? So we can take Tyson Fury out of the equation. Then you got a guy that's been fighting for 10 years that hasn't done any of that. He could have done that, but didn't, right? Then he comes to you and says, well, hey, I want to fight you, and he calls you out. And he wants 50% of your money that you would make for fighting him, and vice versa. But this guy only makes $2 million a fight or $1 million a fight, right? He made $2.5 million fighting Ortiz. You offer him $15 million, he laughs at it. What would you do, Ronnie? Just give him what he wants? Because I've already saw what he's worth. So you would want to give him 50%, give this man $30, $40 million, or whatever the fight was worth at that time, right? Give him, what, $20 million just because you want his belt. But this guy's calling me a coward and calling me this and calling me that. So you want this guy calling you this, calling you that. And look, and then you want, okay, you're just going to give this guy the A side. Oh, I'm going to give you the bulk of the money. No, you've been there and done that with Charles Martin. He gave Charles Martin $8 million. He offered 12.5 with Wilder. Wilder called it a scam. He went to the social media, called it his slave tactics. What would you do? Would you really want to give him that amount of money knowing damn well he's not even worth that amount of money? Why would you do that? I'm trying to make sense. I don't do shit like put you in the hot seat, get out of here. No, I want to talk about this shit. This is why we're here. Lennox Lewis was a real champion, though not like this fraud AJ. AJ reminds me of Amir Khan, glass jaw. You know what? Amir Khan has been knocked out cold. That's what a glass jaw means. Not a person that just keeps getting up. Did the fight end when AJ was on his back or on his knees or on his side or on the ground? You know what I mean? Like, I don't see where the glass thing comes from, you know? But anyway, you know, I'll just go ahead and disagree with you on that one. You know, Lennox Lewis was a real champion, though. You know, I don't know if AJ's a fraud, you know, doing all that and he's a fraud. All right. Mark Reddy, all this delaying is leaving a bad smell. Something's going down here. Mr. Heyman got a plan, I reckon. Mark Reddy, he might do, sadly to say. The guy's a very smart, clever businessman. So he knows that. The $50 million was an invalid offer. BT Sports was the funder. Yep. Frank Warren said that. That's why they didn't want a contract, because they wanted him to agree to something first, then they can put all that other stuff. So they agreed to this contract, to whatever fight. Yes, say you agree to the fight. Then they'll send over this contract from BT, and it was for the rights. A lot of people say, well, no, it was for 50%, right? No, it was like you have to say yes first. They didn't even talk about terms. How in the fuck are you going to agree to that, though? Why would you want to agree to that? Wilder is C-side, let alone A-side. I mean, hey, good morning from the UK, Kevin Walters. This Ruiz bullshit's got Al Heyman's fingerprints all over it. Yeah, it does. You know? Robert Britton on the troll. Wilder a bum, AJ's the A-side. Turned down $100 million. See, I mean, like, I wouldn't even offer the motherfucker that, honestly. Because, you know, If you got a person that turned down that many contracts, that dude don't want to fight. You know what I mean? And then still saying you're a coward. If I'm AJ, if I'm going off on fucking people, I should start on Deontay Wilder. I said, that motherfucker's a fool. He didn't want to fight me. And really, AJ said that in that interview. He was like, where the fuck were they at? Where was Deontay Wilder? Deontay Wilder could have fought Anthony Joshua. He could have done that shit. He didn't have to fight fucking Dominic Breazeale's mandatory. He only fought 2 mandatories in 4 fucking years. How you make that make sense? You know what I mean? Like, what the hell, man? Come on, let's make this shit make sense. You don't give someone an A side. We all know. And look, you don't give nobody the A side. You're absolutely right. You know who you are. That's the thing. Where Ruiz at trying to get more money from a rematch clause? Well, yeah, he wants that money. You know, he probably needs that shit. You know, look, a huge amount of money can put you in bigger debt, far more worse debt that you've been in before. Especially if you use that shit wrong. You go buy up a bunch of shit, you know, it's gonna crush you. Ronnie Fraud, I'm a Fury fan. Okay, I guess that's all right. Because there's only one Tyson Fury. Hurt game, those Wilder numbers were a complete farce. No way he made more than Triple G, maybe top 10, 15 with the real numbers. Well, you know, Sultan, that Deontay went into hiding with how much money he made. He didn't want to discuss it. Why do you think that is? Neville Davey, you ignore my messages too, but it's all love. I didn't see them. You know, this thing kind of skips up. So, Love Bug, Team AJ. AJ gave the fight away because he wasn't mentally with it. That's why it was a lucky punch. And uninterested AJ made it easy for Ruiz. Nothing will be easy for Ruiz in a rematch. Yeah, look, dog, shit, welcome to the club. Mayweather has ruined boxing. It was good for him at the time, but now all the top PBC fighters has copied. Now boxing is nowhere near it. No, it's not. And it's not going to be where it is, because here's the thing, it's good and bad, because boxers are getting smarter, but at the same time, with their smartness comes chicken shit. They're not going to take any risk. Boxing, the sport itself, will crumble because we won't see the fights where we know damn well these are the fights we want to see. We won't see them because the fighters now are looking at the fight as an opportunity, as a money grab. And since it's a money grab, they are trying to ask for so much money that the fight itself probably is not worth. But that doesn't stop the fighters from asking for it. And if they don't get what they won't make those fights. So hopefully one day, they may make those fights or have the money to back what they're asking for these guys to put their record and reputation on the line for losing. You know what I'm saying? That's what it's about. Joshua, bring it to Cardiff. Don't go to the States. If Fury is fighting Otto Van Bismarck and Wilder fights an old man with high blood pressure, it's all a joke. Just get the advantages. Now, let's say this, though. When the word came out, when Joshua said he wanted to fight Ortiz, nobody started talking about blood pressure medicine. Everybody was excited. I know I was. So you can't really use that, you know, because Ortiz is still a dangerous fighter, you know. DMCC Mac, hit the like button. Yeah, let's get them up there. Let's get them to 200. So who is online right now? Hit the like button. Let's get those likes up there. Let's get it going. Paul Brown. Hey, Kurt, great channel and chat. Make Ruiz wins again. Ruiz inside AJ's head. AJ's going to come out, lose his temper, and gets countered in. That's going to be his downfall. Keep up the great chat. That Paul Brown counterpunching you, that shit could easily well happen. That's why I'm saying, is it really a good idea that AJ's pissed off? Is that really where the route we want to take? Because if that's the case, what promises AJ to do a better job pissed off? Because if anything, it's a distraction, I feel. You know? He said, not a Wilder fan, clown. No, he's a Fury guy. He's stating his claim. Fury's his guy. Ronnie Fraud. Simon Adams, do you think Al Heyman will allow a fight if it was in the U.S.? I don't know. Bent refs, bent judges, etc. They so nervous of losing fights. Yeah, I don't know, man. I have no idea. You do a great job. Keep up the work. Mike Husovic, thank you very much. Anthony Joshua will knock Andy Ruiz out in the rematch. We shall soon see. Can we get 100 likes? Hell, how about 200? There's 255 people online right now. Let's get 200 likes. Why not? You know? He got caught in heavyweight boxing. It can change everything. Absolutely. Ruiz got caught. Ruiz got caught right on the chin. You see what I mean? So we have to see. Every dog has his day, people. Anna Clark, love the channel and the passion. Keep it up. Thank you. Aaron Clark, counterpunch to you, and thank you for the super chat. Trev Morehouse. AJ should fight more often, 3 or 4 fights a year until he reaches 30 fights, then only fight twice a year. Yeah, that's a good thing. Because I think what it is with Anthony Joshua, if you notice now, it's like, if he gets undisputed, he's like, well, what am I going to do? I'm not going to fight guys like Otto Weiland, you know? I guess defend on what he has, or, you know, if he gets undisputed, you know? I don't think, you know, I mean, okay, for shits and giggles, let's say Wilder beats Fury, and let's say AJ beats Ruiz, okay. And Anthony Joshua fights Deontay Wilder, and he outboxes him, or, you know, late stoppage, right? He beats Wilder. What the fuck is he gonna do then? You know what I mean? Like, you know, he could get disinterested again, you know? Now, the only thing he could do is, you know, fulfill his mandatories, because, you know, it is what it is. Good point. Ortiz should be squeezing Wilder from the other side. I think it will be boring fight. AJ will just keep him at a distance and jab, and Snickers loves Ruiz. Loving Ruiz. Head off. Ronnie Fraud. How am I hating on Tyson Fury? How am I hating on Tyson Fury? Because I disagree with the type of opposition that he's choosing or has been chosen to him? I don't get that. What do you mean? Tell me, please. Jay Dorman, Ortiz ain't got court money. Yeah, it's fucked. He's fucked. He's a slave. He's a pawn. Real talk, Joshua losing to Ruiz, I think it was the best thing for Joshua to happen at this point. Better than to lose at a later point to other trash talkers in the future. Will be prepared differently. Well, let's hope so. You know, let's hope so. But according to AJ, no, it's not. Do you have any plans to report objectively, or are you going to continue to ponder to this delusional AJ fanatics? Well, we have to look at it. I mean, Ben D, what do you want to talk about? You know, AJ says it's a lucky punch. I've already countered that. You know, I don't think it was a lucky punch. No, not at all. I think the left hook landed perfectly. I explained what happened. I don't know how long you've been here, but I have explained that in this last hour. I feel that Joshua got hit throwing an uppercut. One thing that counters an uppercut is a left hook. That's what he caught him with. Okay? Robert Britton. Hell yeah, Wilder's one of the hardest. Shit, he is the hardest heavyweight puncher in this division right now. He is. I mean, with that one punch. You know, Joshua is pretty good too. But that one punch from Wilder is the Scud missile. Yeah, the best fight the best. Let's hope so. It's true. Huey Fury is fighting better opponents than Tyson Fury right now. That's true. I mean, what can you, Ronnie, why would you say that I hate on Tyson Fury? Because I am not going to ride his dick. You know what I mean? For fighting guys we never heard of. Come on, let's be real. Wilder learned to jab after 11 years in the game. And guess who taught him that? Lennox Lewis. He should have had Lennox Lewis in his corner, hell. Andrew Ruiz got exposed by Joseph Parker. Well, H-Money, Mr. DAZN, I think that's the type of fight that you should fight Andrew Ruiz. If you want to mix it up with him, he'll beat your brains out. You get in front of David Tua or someone like that, a shorter fighter, he will, you give him the opportunity to land his punches. You don't do that with a fighter like Andrew Ruiz. DB, you cannot get worse than AJ. He fights like a stiff idiot like Frank Bruno. Useless. The hype train of AJ is finished, and Eddie Hearn knows this. This is why he didn't want to fight back in the USA. Robert Britton, check this out. The problem with this is that's exactly like the statements that you're making. That's exactly why he should have that fucking fight in the US. You see what I'm saying? That's why it should have been at Madison Square Garden. Because that's what everyone's going to say. They're going to say the same shit. Real talk. Man, Fury is just creating his own narrative. After a couple of other fights, he will retire and tell the whole world he never lost and Joshua didn't want to fight him. Real talk. I mean, why do you think Fury, you got a point. I'm going to tell you why you got a point. Because Fury talks about Klitschko like the shit happened yesterday. That shit happened a very long time ago. And then he didn't even want to get in a rematch. He was so fucked up mentally. So, just check trailer to Black and Blue. I can't bloody wait. Oh, yeah. It's going to be a tight ass. It's like the next Training Day. So it's going to be a tight ass movie. A lot of action, a lot of pistol play, gun play. I had a Mac 11 in there. We had a big shootout scene. It was nice. A lot of shootout scenes, actually. Every time Ruiz attacked, Ruiz doesn't have a big power behind his punches. AJ in the situation should keep his thigh guard and that dance away, as he was saying that he was working on movement in camp. Well, he's going to have to move. Ruiz is going to get a bad beating, guaranteed that. Wilder would knock out Ruiz. Stop flexing people. Bruce Leroy, the real McCoy. Love that name. Fury had always fought bums. Ooh. I don't know. Cunningham, Derek Chisora. We'll say this. You went from Klitschko, then you fought Wilder and Draw. I mean, and that was a long time before each other, Wilder could end up being a legend if he beat Ortiz, Fury, AJ, and White. He becomes a great. Yeah, because those are the fighters. Those are the top fighters of the time. Okay. And James, you think his team will back those fights, because it seems to me every time like they were offered something, they made it like, no, we ain't gonna take that, or they didn't even really want to respond. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know, man. I would like to see him fight those guys, because Fury gave him trouble, but that's Fury because of his movement. He might be able to knock out Dillian White and Joshua. But then Joshua can turn around and beat Fury. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. Styles make these fights, man. Gregory Russo, hello from NYC. Hello back to you, Counterpunch to you. Go on, Kurt. Do the damn thing. Jamie Wadeson, Counterpunch to you. I shall. Good look up Robles interview. Ruiz's trainer, he said we gotta do what the contract says. Ruiz trainer is a good dude. Look, they gotta fight. I don't think this shit's going to court. That's, you know. Michael Duffy, I don't think he's been hating on him since day one. Probably day 521. The rematch should be in Madison Square Garden. Joshua Davis, I agree. It should be in Madison Square Garden. You know? Now the question would be, if it happened in Madison Square Garden, would there be any other bullshit excuses? Because if there's not any other excuses why Ruiz won't fight Anthony Joshua, if there's not any excuses, that means that that this fight can be made. It's just people are denying, are not bending on certain things. You know, let's make this fight made. Morning from Nottinghamshire, UK. Enjoy your channel, a long time. Original bad boy, thank you very much. Who has more belts? Jesus Christ. Joshua was coming in with 3 unified belts, selling out Wembley arenas. What the fuck? These dudes are deluded. How can Wilder ever be the A side? Look, it's all about perspective. If you have 3 or 4 channels and they're all saying that Deontay Wilder's the most popular fighter, Deontay Wilder's the baddest man on the planet, Deontay Wilder's being ducked by Joshua, and now he's being ducked by Fury, and Fury's fighting bums. If you got enough people saying that shit, people will believe it. So it's all about perception. They don't look at, okay, who's selling the most tickets, who's making the most money, who is the biggest draw, who has the most Twitter followers, Instagram, who looks at who most, who is who, right? Pound for pound rankings, box rec. Look at all these things in comparison. So, I don't know. They might get paid some nice money for just, going with that narrative. You know what I mean? Kurt, I see why you don't mess with the LDBC. They block everyone who disagree. I mean, I don't think they've blocked me, because I don't fuck around over there like that. You know, I mean, I'll fuck with Blue Blood, because Blue Blood is one of those guys that I know he's out for a certain agenda, but I like to catch him on his live stream and go head up. Like the time when Deontay Wilder turned down that fucking money. And the only thing he had to say is, would you have that same energy? Did you have that same energy when Anthony Joshua turned down that $50 million? Yes or no? No, don't text me. Don't text me or something. Just say yes or no. And I'm like, actually, I did. I questioned that shit because that's what Joshua said he wanted in the interview. We're going off what they said. But then we dug deeper to find out, well, what? There wasn't even a fucking contract. So no, he doesn't want to go head up with me because he tries to misconstrue what I'm saying. And what I'm saying is that when they offered Anthony Joshua that money, they ripped him to shreds, right? They ripped his ass to pieces when he said it's devil's in the details. Now you offer Deontay Wilder $100 million and his bullshit excuse is, how much is Joshua getting? What the fuck? Worry about your deal. This is your money they're offering you, not someone else's money that you should be worried about. That is envy in the worst degree. Robert Britton, this was Fury and AJ is getting boring. It was like Mayweather not wanting to fight Pacquiao. Mayweather was scared of getting beat by Pacquiao. You know what? Mayweather was convinced that Pacquiao was on steroids. And his dad started that rumor because his dad used to train Ricky Hatton. Ricky Hatton, he got knocked out in, 2 rounds? 2 rounds by Manny Pacquiao. I mean, knocked smooth out. After that, it was said from Floyd Mayweather Sr. to Jr., if you're gonna fight Manny Pacquiao, make sure you drug test him. That's where it came from. Because this guy's starting to do things that I couldn't do, or you couldn't do, him talking to his son. You see what I'm saying? And he ain't got the better hands. I mean, he's got the faster hands. And, in his fighting range, Joshua's better technical fighter. He has to show me. He has to show me how good he is technically. But guess what? He didn't have problems hitting Ruiz. You know what I'm saying? He just got countered with, good shots. Dillian Whyte, next undisputed fact, man. Mark my words, 2022, Dillian Whyte will be undisputed. Hey, that would be some cool shit. I would like that for Dillian Whyte, too, because he's crazy, raunchy, don't give a shit. Neotech88, what's up? Graham Morledge, great channel, thank you. Counterpunch to you. Ashley Farrelly, Wilder doesn't want to fight any of the prime fighters today. Fights outdated, old, not as well schooled fighters. Bum squad. Damn. Scott Jeffrey. AJ has achieved more than Lennox at this stage in his career. Facts. Yeah. When Lewis was 22. And really, Lewis said that he was thinking about quitting. He was thinking about retiring from boxing before he got knocked out. Yeah, that's true. Getting up 4 times and the ref stopping the fight, that's not a fucking quit. People try to read into that. What's he reading? Because it's not what I'm looking at. LDBC, learning disability backing. Damn. Cunts. C-nuts, sorry. UK fans love boxing. Andy Ruiz would go down a storm if he came here and finished the job properly. His rags to riches story is real, and working class boxing fans love that shit. Yep. That's true. And then he's just giving a bigger excuse, or just as worse an excuse, not wanting to fight in the UK. I'm not going over there because Dillian Whyte tested dirty. Get the fuck out. That's why I'm not going, see? Dude, get on, man. Come on. Yep, how does getting hurt to the temple equate as a glass chin? Any knucklehead saying this has never laced them up. Great punch. Absolutely, Sultan. Everyone's saying he has a glass chin. He took a lot of fucking punches. But I do think, and I do agree with whoever said, he does have a habit of fucking freezing up and just putting his dukes up. That's not the way. And then he tends to go straight back. Instead of sidestep out of that, use his distance. He's going to have to, You know who does that shit too? That kind of is like a deer in the headlights when he gets hit? Danny Jacobs. He's like that too. That's how Dimitri Pitrog knocked him out, because he kind of stood dormant on the ropes too long, and that was his ass. Dimitri did a beautiful shift where he shifted his feet. He went from one stance half and to the other and and I think it was a left hook or a right. I forget which side it was on. Is AJ going to be thinking more about Wilder and hearing boos in the rematch? Corey, he better not. He said he won't. So guess what? If he gets knocked out, you can't blame Wilder no more. Fuck that. Not going for it. Not going for it. Talfida Gadzama. Great curve with the unbiased analogies. AJ is on the right track. Love from the UK. Let's hope that he's on the right track, because shit, he's doing all these interviews. He's getting into it with Lennox Lewis. Kurt, what UK boxing YouTubers do you listen to, not including IFL? Sporting Icons. He has some good material, nice sources. Hatman Strikes Back. He's like straight through the middle, Who else? Not really too much more than that. They got a couple other ones out there that I'll skim through every so often, but those are the top. You overrate Ortiz. Well, hey, here's the thing. Ortiz is a pawn and a slave. We'll never know how good Ortiz really is. For one, nobody really fought him in his prime. For two, he's a PBC fighter and he's being on ice for Wilder. And only Wilder. That's Wilder's exclusive fighter. Have you noticed that? That's a fucking voluntary, right? It was a punch from the gods, he said. Not God, the gods, plural. Threaten the viewers for likes. Oh, man. If AJ quits boxing for good, no heavyweight will ever make that type of money. No, and people don't want to admit that shit. People don't know what A-side means. They don't. Do you think, do a blue blood and say you won't talk until you get the likes up? No, I'm not going to do that shit. You know, I didn't know he did that. You know, shit, let's get the likes up. Why not? Fuck it. You know, Christian Morris went to Epstein's Island. Oh, shit. Oh, I ain't gonna go into that. That's crazy. Epstein, that motherfucker, I don't know. That's a big, I don't want to get into that. Saudi is the biggest bidder. 100 million fight. Why wouldn't they fight there? Ruiz should count his blessings. It wasn't in the UK. Neutral ground with the highest money. I don't know why Ruiz is on that shit. You know, I mean, he says that it's because, you know, of the clearance and the you know, the risk and all that, the danger. You know, so it's Mexico. So stop. These guys are just teasing to build up the big fights. Well, I don't know, and they're doing that shit and not knowing that people could get beat, like Joshua did. Damn, Christian Morris said AJ will never become undisputed. Damn, that's, hey, don't care when the fight is, just want to see them back in the ring. A more focused AJ wins, easy for me. Well, see what he does. I think it's a lot of different shit that could have happened with AJ. Do you think AJ beating Wilder or Fury? I think AJ will beat Fury. I'm not sure about Wilder because Wilder is tall. I think he can outbox Wilder. It would still be a good fight. That's why I wanted to see that fight anyway. Because Wilder ain't gonna attack you like that. He's gonna attack you at one punch at a time. That jab right, or that jab right. He's pretty predictable. You know, so if you know that and you're a good boxer, you can neutralize him. You know? Question, has Fury now got a better resume than Tyson, Pulev, Parker, Provector? Not bad. Ooh, yeah. Hurt game, everyone that is on the AJ hype train, again, go back and rewatch the fight. Hurt game, he came in. Jay Hassoun, what's up, brother? Counterpunch to you. Video sponder. Man, I see 55 likes. How many times can we get? Yeah, I got this. Let's go down. Nobody has a better resume than White. White has a pretty good fucking resume. You know, probably second would be AJ. You know? Yes, he beat Wilder, but now he's disgracing himself in profile. Yeah, it's just smoke and mirrors, you know, rising. Phoenix. It's smoke and mirrors now. You're fighting people we never heard of, but then you criticize Wilder for fighting bums. You know, that ain't cool. You know what I mean? You know, if that's why Dillian White, Jarrell Miller, that's why the shit looks so bad, because they were the people accusing other people of drugs, right? Tyson Fury should be equally criticized because he was the same person criticizing other fighters like Deontay Wilder for fighting bums. And now he's doing the same thing. It's crazy. AJ looks to have slimmed down a lot for the rematch. Nah, we'll see. He said he wanted to be the landlord. I don't know why he stopped. Would he give up the building or what? Andy Kenyon, Wilder turned out 100 million, not the sign of someone who wanted that fight. No, it isn't. I agree. American champs are melts watching UFC, AJ boxing. Damn. Thank you for the super chat. Let's see. All right, big question. Why was AJ blowing so bad in the fight? Oh, that's a good question. Other boxers don't blow like that. Maybe Ruiz is right about the drugs. Oh, shit. Look, you do have to ask yourself, why the fuck was AJ that tired in the third round? He was like that in the fifth round with Klitschko, but damn, this was the third round. And if you notice, AJ, he was fucking stropping. He was like moving like he was carrying a bunch of weight, you know? He was striding like it was a challenge for him to get back to the corner. You know what I mean? That's crazy. You know, I gotta admit, you know, that is some weird shit. You know? And that's the first thing I thought, like, why the fuck is he so tired? All those muscles. All those freaking muscles. Yeah, really smelled of either staph recovery or body dump from weaning. Muscles too big, heavy, struggle to take in oxygen. Nerves, he started to believe all the hype. You know, it's crazy. You got to be prepared, though. You have to be prepared. Only reason why AJ was gassed by the third round was because he went on his back foot in the second two rounds. Yeah, and carried all that weight, right? Chris Serrano, counterpunch to you. Yeah, here, Wilder is the same size, no blowing. No, he's not the same size as Joshua. You know, he gained about 10 pounds. So now he's about 230. Josh was 247, man. You know, that's technically 20 pounds upward from Deontay Wilder. Metal Box J, man, I'm coming to the UK real soon, man. The next big fight, I'm on my way. I'm there. I can't wait. Johnny M, that's why Wilder is still champion. Yes, I thought Fury beat him, but we'll see in the rematch. Concussion, bro. Could be. A lot of things could be a factor. Anthony Gavin, Kurt, AJ power of recovery is terrible. It is. It's not good at all. You got hurt in the third and you were still hurt in the seventh? No, it's not. You're absolutely right. Kurt, can you do a video on AJ's fighting weight? Absolutely, I will. Fury plays with Wilder in rematch. Oh, shit. AJ does not talk much. But when does he seem to put his foot down and foot in his mouth? Best to just shut up and let Cast Care Eddie do the talk. That's true. I think he should, you know, since he said he's away from the business, I don't think that it's necessary for him to be making statements like that. You know, make it to yourself. Speak it, believe it, receive it to yourself. But anyway, it is what it is. Hell yeah, Paul. I'm going to check it. I want to feel that feeling in Wembley, big ass stadium. Simon Adams, Counterpunch. Clever, organized, unbiased, newsworthy, trending, entertainment, real, fitty, unrelenting, niche, cussing, honest, peace. Damn. Nice. Deep. Counterpunch to you, Simon Adams. Antonio Matthews. Would Heyman face any legal ramifications as an advisor? No, it's a loophole. That's why they like that. I'm still waiting on Michael B. Jordan versus Roy Jones Jr. I heard about that. I actually covered that because he said he wanted to fight Roy Jones, definitely. You know, he's a real cool cat, though. Michael B. Jordan was one of the coolest guys I ever worked with. He's a real cool stand-up guy. And I don't mean that just to say because I worked with him. No, because there are assholes in our industry, but he was by far one of the coolest. I mean, everywhere from the dressing room to the lunch table at lunch to actual filming. He was the same fucking way. Some people can be cool with you and then they get distant later on. You know what I mean? Which is understandable at some kind, but you know, he's a real cool dude. He seems like a good brother. Yeah, he does. He is. Wilder can't sell out arenas like AJ. No, he can't. But you know, they marketed Deontay Wilder how they marketed Deontay Wilder. You know, so it is what it is. Endless Wilder does not have the same muscle mass as AJ. No, he doesn't. He's slim. If you look at Wilder's muscle mass is in his back, you know? Here he fought Parker Pulev and now going for Povetkin. He's stepping up. Hell yeah. The referee gave Andy the fight because Joshua got up off the canvas and walked back to the corner. He did what the referee say do, but the referee, he want to stop the fight. He did. He stopped it because he wanted to. It was up to it was his choice. DeMarcus Wilder be ducking everyone and fighting tomato cans doing his one-trick pony show and still had shitty pay-per-view versus Fury. Love to you, Kurt, from the sunny Scotland. We hope to see you on this side of the pond. OJ Magic, thank you, and Counterpunch, and you will. Like I said, his champion of the best belt in the heavyweight division, and he has not been beat. He must be doing something right. Robert Britton, here's the thing. The team, they did not want him to fight certain fighters. They didn't want him to fight Klitschko. They didn't want him to unify with Charles Martin. They didn't want those type fights. They wanted, look, Shelly Finkel helped make the fight with Joshua, right? He was Klitschko's manager. They wanted him to take out Joshua so Wilder wouldn't have to worry about him, or vice versa. Joshua ended up taking out Klitschko. Boom. That was less off their back to worry about one day bringing Vladimir against Wilder. Vladimir had already knocked out Deontay Wilder 3 times in sparring. That's check. That's a fact. Turned down Martin fight says it all. Yeah, he turned the Martin fight down. You know, he could have fought Martin and became under, you know. And then we could see, okay, you got a guy with 2 belts, then you got another guy with 2 belts. You know, and then we got to come together. It'd be like Odongo and Terrence Crawford, right? AJ took all the risks. That's why he making big money and is the A side. All these mofos making big paydays off of his back. He brought the money to the division. I think he did. He brought the idea of these guys fighting, and then therefore these guys are getting higher raises off the potential fight between each other. You know, especially Anthony Joshua, because they knew he excels in that category. Do you think Heyman could pay Ruiz not to take the fight? Well, you know what? He could pay for the suing. If he was willing to give him $7 million to pay for the court cost and all that, he may. He has the money, right? Eddie Hearn, Field Stadiums, not AJ. Oh, I don't know about that, Phil Brown. I doubt they came in there to see Eddie Hearn. You know, this is Anthony Joshua. He's our greatest opponent. Can't do Eddie Hearn impersonating too well. I actually prefer AJ bigger. He has more power. He just needs to pace himself. I don't think he has a gas problem. It just goes 0 to 60 too early. He showed us different in the Parker fight. He did. What fighter in history of boxing has a fighter turned down? Nobody. Nobody ever done that. But Deontay, fight at the Staples Center. Why not? I'm just waiting for AJ fighting Dave Allen next year. That is a fight I'm looking forward to. That'd be pretty cool. I feel Ruiz is scared of a second fight with AJ. The way he jumped when he won the first, AJ has to be best that day. And the win is his. One love from Nigeria. Chucks Henry, counterpunch to you. Not a lucky punish. It was the style of a Mexican fighter. Absolutely, Chris Serrano. Should have just fought Turner. AJ should have took the 50 million and got KO'd with dignity. Counterpunch to you from Berlin. Russell Bleak, Corey Patrick. Wilder Fury 2 confirmed for February 22nd. Fury said it on ESPN. Okay, what about his fucking fight before then with Luis Ortiz? When is that gonna be? Do you think AJ can come back if he loses the rematch? He can. It's going to take a while. It's going to take a lot of restructuring, understanding that this fast learning program or this fast running pace that Anthony Joshua's on might be overpowering, might be overbearing. Maybe they need, that. But then after that point, if he loses, everyone will know what is up with Anthony Joshua and who is for him really, right? Metal Box J, he is dangerous. Blake Taylor, counterpunch to you. AJ will win the rematch if he works on his weight. He better work on his defense also and his skills. Ring work, techniques. He needs to work on a lot of stuff. I have no idea, pterodactyl or dactyl. I don't know what the purpose of it is. I just hope Luis Ortiz wins. Of course, he can come back. He's a young, only 23 fights. Can't deny what he's accomplished. AJ got to be aggressive and sharp to beat Ruiz. Yeah, he does. Not too aggressive, though. Eddie Hearn has Wilder, then stadiums would be full. I think he could do a better job if he had them both. Not to lose you, we pissed because the referee stopped the fight and gave the win. I really think, yeah. And I don't know where this B sample is, dude. I don't even want to talk about that. Let's get those likes to 200. Let's get them. Let's get them. We got 21 more. Let's get these likes up to 200. Why not? Wilder doesn't have a promoter. He has 7 managers. Oh, God. I can't see AJ losing the fight, losing to Ruiz again. He's just too classy for Ruiz. Come on, guys. Let's get him to 200. We got 13 more. 200 likes. Will you? AJ to White fight. AJ to fight White after beating Ruiz if Wilder. Might as well. They're tied up with each other. Ortiz versus Ruiz. Show me. That's what I'm talking about. That's it, guys. That's it. Can Campbell upset Loma? He possibly could if Loma overlooks him, No, I don't. I think he should get rid of Rob, but he's not going to get rid of Rob. So what do you do? What do you do about it? Yeah, he got greedy. He got greedy and went in the inside and got his ass clipped. Boom. Can't hate on Ruiz for winning. No, I'm not. Ruiz is too much. Beats him. Wilder can punch hard, but you didn't go against AJ yet. No, I mean, I just said fucking Wilder might catch him with the right. I think AJ will beat Fury. I think Wilder may beat Joshua, because of the style. But the thing is, Deontay Wilder is not an aggressive guy, so he might not even get that. And if he does, it'll be just that one punch. You know what I mean? Usyk is coming. Hey, David Mason, he is coming. I'm an AJ fan. I'm saying, fuck all the excuses. He lost. Simpleton. Yeah, I have him to win due to knowing nothing of Ruiz, which I heard of, but the AJ wins the rematch, hopefully. Hopefully he does for his sake. Did you miss my super chat? I don't know if you're talking to me, but apparently I did. If you were. Wilder can take a punch against Ortiz. Took a beating and stood up. Yeah, he did. He didn't know what to do, I feel. He didn't know exactly what to do in that case. Ruiz in 9. Okay. Wilder will lose to Ortiz. Let's hope so. Because I would love to see the first Cuban WBC heavyweight champion of the world, people. That would be great. There we go. Hey, we're getting up there. We're climbing. Wilder can't handle pressure. No, he can't. Ortiz is too good. Let's hope he's too good. Well, guys, it has been fun. It's time for me to wrap it up. Time for me to get this workout on. Mickey Pierce, Ghost, Loke Dog, Croesus, Canis, Pugnox, Wilder can't handle pressure, Love Bug Team AJ, Adam T, Neotech 888, Choice Adrian, Sub Skrilla, Adam, Anthony Gavin. You all guys have been Counterpunch. Thank you for this presentation. Thank you for this live chat. And I will be with you back soon as time permits. Everybody have a great night and a good morning. And you guys, all of you, been Counterpunched. Peace.